Good afternoon, Untitled Talk. It's John FTC. It is Saturday, so it's my day off work today, September 27th, and I've got a problem with the badges on my No Fear Edition Nissan Titan. The badges that the DSI guys used on them had been made in China, unfortunately, and the chrome on them since 2008 has kind of flaked off and corroded, and it's looking kind of nasty. We'll get to that later, and you can see for yourself. But right now, I am getting ready to fix the problem, and we're going to be playing with some Plasti dip today. And so here in a moment, I will show you how I've been warming up my cans of Plasti dip and getting the rubber stuff inside there nice and malleable so that it sprays out nice and good. And I'll direct you on all that here in a second. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we are. I'm in my kitchen, and I got my Plasti dip cans sitting in hot water. Like, this is the hot water. You don't want to add any cold water to it. You want to get it nice and good and warm. I do anyway today, because I'm going to be spraying this outside and it's windy outside, so I'm going to embrace the suck and do this in the wind today. I live in Colorado, so it's a bit windy. So when you're spinning these cans, like if you have ever seen like the can cooler thing online, where they have a thing that you could put on the top of your beer and you spin it with a drill in ice water, it makes the beer ice cold in like 30 seconds, right? So what I'm doing here is, instead of you guys having to wait like 10 minutes to do this, if you want to move your project along a little bit quicker, you spin this in the hot water, you know, and it's going to get that mixed up nice and warm for you a lot quicker, so that your project time can be reduced a little bit, so you can save yourself about 10 minutes of warming the can up. Alright, so I'm going to finish this here, and then we will go outside and we'll talk there. Stay tuned. Okay, I apologize, it's a little bit windy out here, so we're outside. Let me just show you where I'm going to start off with here. So I got some window cleaner to clean the surface that I'm going to be working with today. I've got some of these little doctor's brush picks. It's got a little bit of a brush on one end, and it's got a nice firm tip at the other end, so instead of using like a toothpick, you can use this to kind of get into the area that you don't want the Plasti dip to be at, and to help work with that. And I got a utility knife, and I got some blue painter's tape and some paper towels to clean the surface with, and of course I have my Plasti dip. I've already shook it a bit, so I can save you guys that time from having to watch me shake a can like I've seen some of these other guys do on the video. But let's get to the badging. So the No Fear badging on it, you could kind of see it looks kind of nasty. Like if somebody's following me, they can't really see this badging on the truck. It doesn't pop from the vehicle at all. So I'm going to do that one. I'm going to cover the dealership's badging that they put on there too. And then if we come to the sides kind of have the same problem. So the chrome on there is coming off. It's getting kind of nasty looking. It's not attractive at all. And so we're going to fix these today with some white Plasti dip. Of course, I got the 18-inch rims in case some of you guys are watching and want to know what this truck has. Some of the bonus perks. It's got this like fake bead lock around it. One bad thing I will say about this wheel setup here is when I'm in mud with this, the mud gets caked in here really, really bad. And so when I'm going back onto the road and getting up to speed, like around 45 miles per hour, you can really feel the shaking in the front. And if the mud's caked in here, you're going to have to get to a car wash pretty quick and get that out. Otherwise, you're going to be getting problems with your tire wear. Now on the front's going to be fun, because this badge here, it looks bad too. But the aluminum billet grill that comes with the No Fear package, that still looks good. This down here, eventually I'm going to move this out. I'm going to put KCs down here. Now this badge here on the passenger side, you can see it just kind of focused there. That badge is it's got the same problem with it. So now you've seen what they look like before, let's get started. Okay, so now I prepped the back bumper area and I sprayed it with some of that windshield wiper fluid or window cleaner stuff. And I just want to show you what this little brush thing will do. Like, you can come in here with it. Like, if you have chrome that's coming off, the chrome's going to just flake right off these things. And so you don't want to be getting a metal brush up in there and scratching your paint and stuff if your paint's still good on your truck before you're plasti dipping anything. So I just use that little, I don't know if you can really see it well, the brush end of that little doctor's toothpick, and you can come back with the other tip that's a little harder. It's plastic, so it's not going to hurt a damn thing. So I'm going to finish scraping this stuff out, and then next step is I'm going to put a coat over this. Okay, so I've done my first coat of Plasti Dip on the rear badge and the two side doors. I'm saving the front one for last. I just want to show you guys these. So that's my first coat, so it's not too thick. I still got some overspray. I probably shouldn't have used tape at all because I'm just going to cut it away from the badges itself, and I could just peel it off without having that tape there. So kind of pointless to prep for this. But anyway, I did that anyhow just to see if I could protect from some overspray, and I'm probably making my job harder by actually taping this up around things. I got some on my hand a little bit too, so I'll have to add an extra couple coats to that to make it easier to peel off later. And here's this door. So the passenger front, that one was the last one I did. These other two have been sitting dry for a while, so we're going to do the second coat on the rear because this one's been sitting here for, I'd say, about 6-7 minutes now. And I'm going to do the second coat. I'm going to do side strokes back and forth this way on the first time over, but it's really windy out here, so this is blowing away a little bit. So I'm just trying to get into some of the angles that are on there. I'm going to do it again this way. I'm just going to leave that one sit, and I'm going to come to the next one. So this one's been sitting probably, I don't know, I'd say close to 5 minutes now. And I'm in Colorado, so the humidity is probably about 25 to 30% right now, so these dry pretty quick. I'm going to come up from the bottom this time on this one. Just a real light dusting across it. You don't want to soak it. You don't want this to drip at all. Like, you want to just come over it like 5-6 times. Wait like a few minutes between each coat. Make sure it's dry. And come and do it again. Now this has like, there are some little hairs that were still on this that I didn't get off from the paper towels, so I'll just like pick at those later. It's not really a big deal anyway. I mean, this is a truck, so I don't care about the texture of it like some people do. I just care about it popping from the paint. That's all I'm giving a shit about. So this one over here, we've only been waiting a couple minutes. I did that one real light, so I'm going to go over it again. Just barely at that side angle there, because I want to get into the corners, because this is a three-dimensional badge. It's like, you can't see it really, but it's kind of angled and comes out. So you don't want this to drip at all. Like, then you have to start everything all over. So I'm going to let this sit for about 5 minutes and I'm going to come back to it. Okay, so I'm ready to do my third coat. I gave it about 10 minutes instead of 5. And I was inside busy talking to my roommate. I got busy doing other things. So now I'm going to go over the third coat. Now you notice like I'm going in different directions each time I go over it, and that's to make it spread out better. So it gives it a little bit better hold, so you can do it in all kinds of directions. This is just a third coat. I'm not going to do it too thick. Hit this area around here a little bit too. Make that easier to pull off later. So I'm going to let that go for the third coat. This one I'm going to hit from the bottom this time. It's really windy, so this is kind of a little tough to do, but still embracing the suck of it. I'll do this other one, and then I'll leave it for a little while and come back to it again. So we'll do this one from down low this way, because I could tell just looking at it, it didn't have a whole lot of it on there. So I'm just going to leave that, and I'm going to come back and get it again here in a little bit. I'm going to take this bottle of Plasti dip in with me and reheat it, because I had it sitting in the sun, and I can feel that the bottle isn't as warm as it was before. So the sun moved a little bit, and it got in some shade, and it wasn't getting that radiated heat to keep it cool or hot. So I'm going to go heat it up again. Okay, so now I'm ready for the fourth coat of the Plasti dip. I went and reheated the bottle. I can feel it's kind of warm in there. It's not too warm, but it's warm. And I've shaken it. I have shaken it, for the grammar Nazis out there, for about 3 minutes now. So I'm going to do the fourth coat now. So that's my fourth coat for there. I did that one a little bit heavier than I did the last time. I'm going to go that direction on this one too. So that's the fourth coat. Still a little windy out here, so I'm just dealing with that. So some of this is going to look a little bit textured because of the wind, but I mean, this is an off-road truck we're dealing with here. We're not dealing with your guys' little Honda Civics and shit, you know. We're dealing with a real man's vehicle here. Alright, so we're ready for the next coat. And I picked at it a little bit right here, and it came off because I picked at it. There's a little piece that was in the way there, so I decided to take it off. So I'm going to do an actual few more coats on the back one here. But let's get started. I'm getting some overspray on my bumper, but I'm just going to peel that off later. So I'm going to actually spray my bumper down there where it's at to make it easier to peel later. This stuff, it's interesting to work with, that's for sure. This is the first time I've done it, but I kind of get the gist of it. I've seen what people do with it. It's not rocket science. And I think I'm going to leave the front one for now because I'm going to try maybe do that one black instead. Just make it kind of sink in with like the rest of the front end a little bit so it's not as noticeable. It's the ones on the sides and stuff that are bigger that I'm wanting to make look decent because they look like shit before. Pardon my language. Kind of see a little closer there. So it's just layering on there, and I'm gonna put, I think, 7 coats on it. So I'll come back to this and do the next one here in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do another coat here. You want to give it a couple sprays to get the nozzle cleared out in between coats that you're doing on it. Do the next one. Gonna make this nice and quick and okay, so I spared you all some time. I did 2 more coats. I let it sit a little bit, and this is gonna be my last coat that I'm gonna do on it. And a little bonus for everybody that's watching. You're probably wondering, well, what's the No Fear package? It's like, well, the No Fear package on the Nissan Titans that they did. They're discontinued now, but if you search No Fear Nissan Titan, you'll get a website called DSI, and it'll have parts lists of different packages that they did on these. Like this has a 6-inch lift, and it's got 18-inch rims with 35-inch tires on it, step bars, the No Fear badging on it, the aluminum billet grill thing. But the inside part is the kind of cool part. I'll have to get the key open here. They have the No Fear badging floor mats. The driver's side one, the emblems tore out of it, unfortunately. This is a used vehicle, so I bought it with 63,800 miles on it. And you can kind of see here, it's got No Fear dash on it. At night it lights up white and red instead of the standard Nissan orangish color. So the passenger one, the floor mat in there, I'll show you though. Oh, it's got the pedals too. The No Fear pedals. It's nice when you don't have a lot of grip with your shoe. That actually helps bite into the bottom of the shoe a little bit. So that's what the floor mats look like. And there's one in the back too, but I took it out. It was a bit big. And I'm planning on taking these floor mats out anyway and putting some of those rubber mats in there that can soak up some mud and stuff in case I do get this thing stuck in mud sometime. Because I've already had it up to the step bars in mud and it dug its way out. So it's a good truck, that's for sure. We're going to do this last coat, and then we're going to come peel off the stuff that I don't want on there. Supposedly you can peel this off, so for all the skeptics. My roommate, she's skeptical that this is going to work, so she's probably laughing watching this. And I put an extra layer down here on the bumper because I got some on there and I want it to be easier to peel off. When I do peel it off, I heard that if you put more layers on it, it peels better and it's more durable on the stuff that you want it to stay on. So this is probably its 7th or 8th coats now, and this will be the last one. I'm just going to get that little end there that I got before, get a little bit more. Okay, so it's a do or die moment now. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Should I peel it off? Do you think it's going to work? Here, I'm going to use the tape to get my first little grip on it. I'm just going to yank the tape off. Oh, look at that. It's like okay, let's finish pulling on this some more. So this stuff, it does just kind of peel off, so all you gotta do is just kind of peel it. And just like the cool thing is on these badges that I have on this thing, they got sharp edges on them and they're raised up a bit from the surface of the vehicle, so it just comes right off. Nothing left behind except for like inside the A there and the other thing. So I'm gonna spare you all watching me do the rest of this, and I'll just show you the pictures from after it's completely done.